I'm Stephanie.
I'm Meredith.
Welcome to This Is My Circus.
I'm already starting off confused. At least I got my name right.
Well, this is why I say the other part.
Yeah, that's true. I give you all the words. I give you all the words.
You just have to remember Meredith.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it. So you've had a week.
I have had a week.
I had a week.
Yes.
But I think you win.
Yeah, well, relationships and marriages are just not easy at the point we're at right now.
Yeah.
And so it's been interesting. So this is not water in my cup today. So by the end of the podcast, if I am blurring,
yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Mine is actually half sweet tea, half unsweet tea. Nothing fancy in my cup, but
I have Fruit Loop flavored vodka.
and it smells so good.
I know.
It smells so good. I'm gonna have to go get some of that.
Yes.
And the bottle was pretty.
It was pretty.
That always is like the seller for me. I want to know what the bottle looks like. And like when I buy like olive oil and stuff, because I cook with that a lot, I want like a pretty label. I don't want.
Well, I get the Kirkland brand from Costco.
Yes.
Because it's supposed to be like the highest rated,
yes,
pure.
But do you pour it in another bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Where I'll get like
a small bottle.
Yes.
Because the Costco bottles
is like
a
7 gallons. Yeah, it's like a vat. I'll take a vat of olive oil, please. Can you guys load that at the loading dock?
But yes, I'm a sucker for a bottle as well.
Yeah. Do you like to cook?
I do. I just haven't.
Yeah.
In the past couple of months, I've really slacked.
I always find like I do like to cook. I don't like the cleaning up afterwards, but I do like to cook and I like to bake. But in the summer, I just hate even turning the oven on. And then summer ends and it's football season and then I don't have time.
Yep. Well, I want to get one of the flat grills.
Oh yeah.
To do like hibachi.
Oh yeah.
They don't. Have you gone to hibachi lately?
No.
So we went for my mom's birthday.
Yeah.
To Cherry.
Okay.
And Lake Wylie.
I've heard good stuff about Cherry.
Well, when you go, you want the show. Like,
yeah.
If I just wanted like just the food, I would go to
Nagoya or something. Yeah.
But like,
you want to see butterfly?
Go like
yeah.
So I want to see the choo-choo
and the volcano.
Pulling the food at us.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
You were there for the show.
So they don't do that anymore?
Well, like the last probably 4 or 5 times I've gone in the area, it's been super basic, like egg roll, haha, and they spin the egg like on the grill, and it's like, come on, man.
Right, I can do, but give me the hat. I can do that.
They didn't like fling food at everybody, and yeah.
That's sad.
So
that's sad. Well, so you want to be able to do that here since you can't experience it.
I can fling food really good.
Do you think you could catch something in your hat like that? Like, they did the shrimp and they catch it, or the shrimp tail.
If I practiced,
you think you could?
I think you could.
Can you like throw popcorn up and catch it in your mouth?
I used to be able to. I haven't tried it in a very long time.
Yeah, I can't. I've never been able to.
Do you have any like weird secret talents?
A ton.
Ooh, what?
No, I don't know. I'll think of something. I can't. Well, can you roll your tongue? Can you do it in 3s? You almost had it. Keep practicing. You can do it.
I can touch my tongue to my nose.
Can you? Let me see. I can't. And my nose is relatively small, so I'm at a disadvantage. The one thing on my body that's not ginormous is my little bitty nose. I can't do anything else. That's it. That's all I can do.
Yeah, I don't really have anything.
I will think of something in a little bit. You can apparently make a good drink over there.
Oh, that is really good. But it's just an energy drink with vodka.
Still sounds really good. So, did you have anything else fun last week? Not fun, sorry. That was a terrible choice of words. No. Anything else happened last week?
We had the hurricane, so Dylan was supposed to start school on Friday, and they canceled it, so he'll start school tomorrow.
Is he excited?
No.
Can't believe junior year.
I know.
Gosh.
I know.
I feel like junior year is the best year.
I do too, because you don't have the pressure of you're going to college.
Right. Or so many of them graduate early.
Yeah.
That December graduation. And so it's like they miss it all. But yeah, you still get to do the fun things. Like you still go to prom.
Yeah.
And you can still, you're an upperclassman. Yeah, junior year.
Their school is so much, I think, like such a different vibe. It's a small school.
Yeah.
But I asked him if he'd want to go back to Clover, and he said that he doesn't think he could do the full days again.
He's got kind of spoiled.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like me having to go to the office 24/7. Yeah. Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm fine working from home.
He's 7:30 to 10:30 and he's done for the day.
And then he can work or, whatever. I know he likes to
go to the gym.
Do his truck stuff and all that. So good.
Oh, it was Jackson's first week.
Well, it was okay. They were out of school Thursday as well. So they've already been in school long enough to miss a day. Mm-hmm. And they didn't do an e-learning day, which I don't know why, but I mean, whatever. So they'll have to make that day up. But the only thing that was sad about that is they had to cancel the football scrimmage we were supposed to have that night. the weather had passed, but I guess there was just so much debris on the roads and water on the fields and stuff. So they have a scrimmage tomorrow night at home, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
So tomorrow night is at home. It's against Dorman. They're usually a powerhouse. So. But his first week of school was okay. Some of his classes, that school is so huge. He doesn't know. He knows like one kid in he's an English 3 or something like that. A smart class, I don't know. But there's one other kid in his grade in his class, and they're not friends. Like they're not even like anywhere near the same circle of people.
Yeah.
And then the rest of them are upperclassmen, and he's like, I just kind of sit there. And I'm like, well, but that's how it's going to be.
So that happened to Dylan when they went into the ninth grade academy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, he knew some kids, but it wasn't like his circle.
Yeah.
But that made him expand his circle.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, and so for the past several years, Jackson's not really had classes with any of his friends. Because he has been on this accelerated path for whatever reason. I think we got him in the wrong classes. But he does have second semester. He does have a class with like 3 of his besties. So that's Spanish. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that works out for him to have a class with some friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and he has made new friends, and he's gotten to know some other people because of that. Like you said, it's just expanded. But poor kid hadn't had friends in his class since like 5th grade. But anyway, he gets along with most people. It's okay. But excited for the scrimmage tomorrow night, and then they have a jamboree on Friday night at York, and then the regular season starts next week. So it's getting ready to be a really exciting, emotional time. I'm just these next few years are just gonna fly by.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does. It does. I saw something on Facebook the other day, and it was like, I never knew that watching your child grow is the slowest heartbreak or something. And I was like, oh my God, that's terrible and so true.
Yeah.
We went and saw Twisters last night, and it was really good. I liked the different spin they put on it, just from the different perspective. So Jackson was sitting in the middle of Brian and myself, and Jackson and I were just like cracking jokes the whole time. I mean, it was just one of those where everything was making him laugh. And the more he laughed, the more I would say. And Brian, after the movie, was like, what were y'all talking about? And I was like, were we that loud? He was like, yes.
People.
We were those people, the way you were talking about the rude people. And what makes it even worse, so you pick your seats before, and I love that. Yeah. Well, I try to always pick the one that's like right behind the rail, because you have extra walking room right there, and Jackson's 6'2", 6'3", whatever, so he needs extra space. Me, I'm like, oh look, my feet reach the end of the thing. So that people were sitting in our seats, and it's hard to see, whatever. Yeah. And I didn't want to be that person, but I was like, I'm sorry, you guys are in our seats. But I blamed it on Jackson, because I was like, I wouldn't even ask y'all to switch, but my son needs extra leg room. And he didn't even know I said that, because he had gone to get more popcorn or something. And I told him last night, he was like, bro, you totally blamed it on me. I was like, I did. And I said, that's why I told you when you were messing with your seat, he kept making it go, backing up, back and forward. I was like, that's why I told you to chill, because they were probably back there trying to kick us in our seats.
So were they supposed to be a row back, or?
Yeah. We were like 3 or 4 rows from the back, and they were sitting there, and then they just bumped behind us. But I just like that extra space right there. Yeah. I mean, for not my legs.
Yeah.
So yeah. But I love that movie theater, Airsley.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I think we're gonna go see Deadpool Tuesday.
Are you?
And Wolverine, whatever.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, everybody I spoke to said it was.
Have you seen like Hugh Jackman then and now? Whoa. Yeah, he's airbrushed, I'm sure. None of that is real.
Okay.
So
are you trying to find out?
No. But the pole vaulter that we talked about last week got $250,000 offered to him.
Oh yeah. So his name is Anthony Emeretti. From France?
Yes.
Okay. He got an offer from an adult film website production company for $250,000 for a 1-hour whatever movie or whatever.
I was going to say scene, but I don't think that's how that works.
So my question to you is, what do you think the movie name would be if he accepted? Wee.
That's pretty good. I was thinking like pole vaulting.
Olympic.
You're really good at this.
Just do it.
Oh my gosh. What's his name again?
His name is Anthony Emeretti.
Anthony Emeretti. Emeretti? I wonder if he's going to do it. I doubt it. Well, I mean, you got to make your money
He
somehow.
just needs to make an OnlyFans then.
That's
If
true.
he's gonna do that. Like, just make an OnlyFans and get all the money.
Yeah, but this is just like one shot. This is one
Literally.
all in one blow. I don't know what I'm sure. One event, one experience.
The gold medal.
Oh my gosh, that's great. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that.
Did you see that video I tagged you in?
Which one? I think you tagged me in a lot last week.
He was like, "Can you imagine being God's favorite so much?"
Oh yes, I did see that. That you are the best in your country at your sports, and God's favorite. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was very funny. I showed Brian. I probably showed Jackson. They've probably already seen it. So the Olympics ended today. Today was the closing ceremonies.
Did you watch breakdancing?
Oh yeah.
Flipping cool was that?
Okay. We need to break down the breakdance. I've seen videos though of kids that are like 8 years old that are better than those people. So I'm
sure there's like technical things that they are looking for and not just like street like.
I want to see the street dancing.
Yeah.
I want to see with no rules.
Yeah.
Kind of like just like outside basketball.
Do you remember the dance show that was on MTV? I can't remember what it was, but it was like all like street dancing and hip hop and breakdancing.
Okay.
And
I don't
it had
remember.
all of the different like crews.
And it had the weak telewalkies.
Yes.
Jabberwockies.
Jabberwockies.
Yes, telewalkies.
Teletubbies.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That was
Dylan
great.
used to love.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That.
Oh gosh, yeah. I enjoyed watching the breakdancing. I'm sure that there are rules that the little kid that I saw on TikTok didn't follow. But let's talk about the Australian woman. You saw her? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're talking about the lady from Australia that competed in the breakdancing, and her name was like Ray something, I think. I don't know. Because they picked their own names. And she had on like an all green jumpsuit and a green baseball hat, and she was the worst dancer I think I've in my life. Like, she was terrible. And they did a lot of voiceovers on TikTok with like, do you remember seeing like the from like the 80s and 90s, I'm going to teach you how to hip hop. And it was that over her doing her dance. Oh my God, they were pure gold.
Oh my gosh, I'll have to look with it.
So she was kind of one of the highlights of my week. But Brian asked if I wanted to watch some of the closing ceremonies today. I said, no, we won. We don't have to watch it. We did watch the women's basketball today. They won. That was the last event. So US won women's. Yesterday the men won. And that was amazing. Yeah. And the women's soccer won yesterday. So we have been watching a lot of that.
Can't remember her name, but the long jumper girl.
Oh yeah, that's married to the other dude that's in the Paralympics. That what you're talking about?
Yeah. He was in the stand and like she jumped.
Yes.
Like I almost like broke out in tears. The way he was so
cheering
supportive.
For her.
Oh,
I know. So he I can't remember their names either, but she's a beautiful black lady and he's a good looking white dude, right? Well, he is an amputee. He's missing both of his legs. So he competes in running wearing his running legs. And yeah, so he was like, you did it, baby. And she did the amazing jump and
like tears. Like I was like,
yeah.
He was so supportive. He was her number one fan. It was amazing.
It was so
you could just tell that, like, so supportive.
Yeah. That was great to watch. I that's one thing that I really like about TikTok is if you want to know what's going on, like you can find little things. And it's I mean, Twitter, all those things too, but like, you know,
I don't know how to use Twitter. Like
I try. I'm not good at it.
Tweeting.
I am not Twittering. But
it's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
Why did they change it to X? Like, it's so awkward.
Because there was so much like bad stuff that they uncovered with Twitter, like with them like censoring, and
I just feel like X is just such a ambiguous thing to say. Like,
I don't know. I think of like adult industry.
Yes, or drugs.
Yes. It could be adult industry with that too.
It could. Let us know. Am I getting, what was his name? Amagati. No.
Anthony Emirati?
Emirati. So, let me see if there was anything else about the Olympics since we were talking about that.
Nope. Oh, let us know which name you think that they should go with. Wee Wee, Olympic, or just do it.
Or if you have one better.
Yeah.
How could we possibly have one better than that?
I think a lip prick quiz.
I like that. I like that too. That's pretty good. Okay, so that was all about the I almost said Olympics. Did you spike my drink? Let's talk about our book.
Okay. So we read this week The Girl Who Was Taken by Charlie
Donlea.
Okay. So this book, we'll get into it in just a second. Let's read the little blurb.
Yep.
Two abducted girls, one who returns, one who doesn't. The night they go missing, high school seniors Nichole Cuddy and Megan McDonald are at a beach party in their small town of Emerson Bay, North Carolina. Police launch a massive search, but hope is almost lost until Megan escapes from a bunker deep in the woods. A year later, the best-selling account of her ordeal has made Megan a celebrity. It's a triumphant story, except for one inconvenient detail. Nichole is still missing. Nichole's sister, Livia, a fellow in forensic pathology, expects that one day soon Nichole's body will be found and her sister's fate determined. Instead, the first clue comes from another body, that of a young man connected to Nichole's past. Livia reaches out to Megan to learn more about that fateful night. Other girls have disappeared, and she's increasingly sure the cases are connected. Megan knows more than she reveals in her book. Flashes of memory are pointing to something more monstrous than she described. And the deeper she and Livia dig, the more they realize that sometimes true terror lies in finding exactly what you're looking for. Okay, so overall thought of the book.
Well, I really enjoyed this book, but it's not one that I need more of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you were like, okay, the book, I was like, wait, what was it about? Like, I needed you to jog my memory.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed it. I would not have minded a sequel to this book because I thought the ending was great.
Yeah.
Did not see it coming. And I like that. Overall, I liked it.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
So I went into it and I was like, I wasn't digging all of the medical stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not for me.
Okay.
But it didn't last long. Like,
right.
It wasn't like too much of the medical part of it for the autopsies.
Yeah.
So once I got past that, the book was awesome.
Okay. And like you said, it wasn't a lot. It was enough that you could kind of skim it. Yeah. You didn't really need to know all the things.
Yeah. I just thought it was a little bit unnecessary for the plot, I guess.
Yeah.
It took up a lot of time that I think could have developed other parts.
Right. Either some more character exploration or something. I wouldn't have minded, now that you said that, if they would have cut that down a little bit and give us some more detail on the whodunit.
Yeah.
Like, that whole thing, it blew me away.
This is a spoiler section. Right. So I thought it was going to be the psychologist. Because he kept stopping her.
Yeah.
In the sessions.
Right. I thought that too, that like she was going to uncover something about him and he didn't want her to go there.
So then I can't remember Nicole's boyfriend's name, the bad guy.
Obviously, I don't know.
Yeah. I would have liked them to go into his history a little bit more. Because they did go over him seeing his little brother get kidnapped.
Yep.
I want to know, did he have issues before that? Because he was like, I was just sitting there eating my cotton candy or whatever.
Right.
And the dude walked off with my little brother.
Right.
So I would have liked to know, like, was there something wrong with the kid before that? Was that the catalyst that set this whole thing in motion?
Yeah. That's a good thought. That's a good thought.
And where was the dad? The two kids were just standing there by themselves.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it was a different time.
Yeah. Well, so. I would have liked them to kind of go in a little bit more in that.
Yeah. This is one of those books, too, that I feel like they could tell from different perspectives and get to the same ending, but just from a different POV.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really neat.
Yeah.
So if you haven't done that, Charlie, get on that, please, from that perspective and also the sheriff's perspective.
Oh.
Because why was he such a twisted MFer? Like, what was wrong with
him? It was nothing.
It was just all of a sudden,
boom,
he did it.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
Didn't see it coming though.
No.
Because he really wasn't mentioned even in the book. I hate it kind of when they do that though.
Me too.
It doesn't really give us as readers a fair chance to figure out who did it. Yeah. When you just introduce a random person, all of a sudden that they're guilty. That's not fair.
So once it kind of started like heading that way, I thought, here's just some notes, Charlie.
Yeah.
I thought that it was going to like flash to, because it seemed like Nicole's personality did a total flip. Like, and I thought maybe some kind of abuse happened, something caused this.
Right.
And so when the cop car pulled her over, I thought it was going to do like a flashback of her, like,
I thought when that happened.
Especially since she hated Megan so much.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was something with that, but
Yeah, I agree. I thought some stuff was going down at that point too.
yeah.
I was like, who is this? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, all the things.
So I want to know, was it just like some like weird teenager thing she went through, or what was the catalyst for her totally changing?
So she's got several books out, this author.
Okay.
And I just actually finished another one by her called 20 Years Later. And it has to do with somebody that died in the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
Okay.
And then so 20 years later, anyway, read it if you want to. It's really good too. But there's some holes in that too. I had to go back and listen to the beginning of the book because when they told me the who did it in the end, I was like, who is this? So I like the premise of these, but I feel like they're just a little bit lacking.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Or there's room for more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And take out some of that other stuff, like you said.
Yeah.
The medical stuff or stuff that's just not relevant.
Take her do it from one, like you said, same book, 4 different
perspectives. I wonder if that's a thing that is already out there.
Okay, well, in some like dark romance ones, there
Oh,
because I'm on Book Talk all the time now.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
now my feed. That and drama.
Yeah.
But so there are books that go from like all these different perspectives.
That's
in this
really
one
neat.
series.
I didn't know if that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But that I think this would have been like a really great book for or like a
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Except after you read the first one, you know the ending.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, but it'd still be like you said, why and
yeah. I wanted in the backgrounds.
totally.
I think that there was a lot of room to
go deeper.
Yeah.
Agreed. I would give this book like probably a 6 or 7. This book just in retrospect, the more I think about it, the more it's just like one dimensional.
Yeah.
Like there was not any depth to things. There was not a lot of elaboration. Still an interesting story and still surprised at the
still
ending.
read it
If you
I
hadn't read
it already,
right.
like I would still want to read it.
Right.
And I would recommend it like for a
quick, easy read. Right.
But
yeah,
not my top book.
Yeah, no. But back when you were talking about the perspectives, like I want that information and I could follow it okay. I don't know.
What was your thoughts on Megan's parents pushing her to write the book?
I was interested. I thought they knew more than they were. Like I didn't think they were doing that in a therapeutic sense. I thought they were doing that as a
money grab.
Yeah. And what do you know that we can? Yeah, what can we know? Kind of thing. I didn't think it was they were pushing her in a healthy way.
Yeah. Now knowing that the dad was the one. Who did it, like, what do you think about that? Like, isn't that not like weird?
It makes me wonder if he was thinking she would just either cover for him, or she didn't know, or she blocked it. But yeah, it was definitely weird.
Yeah, and then it was almost like he wanted just to wrap it up in a bow.
Yeah,
and be done with it. And that's what I think the whole purpose of it. Like she miraculously escaped. She's like this like great survivor. And here's a little pretty bow on top of the book.
Yeah.
I think she should write that would be the next book. Her new book.
What would it include? Talk about what?
About her finding out that her dad was a serial killer because there was so many other girls. So many years.
So many.
And he had 4 different houses in that abandoned subdivision
that he was using.
That he was utilizing.
Yeah, so no, I agree.
The girls. Well, like that could be like a whole nother like back
like prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
give us that.
Charlie, come on.
Give us that, Charlie Donlea. The way that they kept, like, I couldn't quite put my finger on what was going to happen when she was saying, he let me get away. He let me get away. Like, several times in the book, she's talking about how this dude skied her and then he gave her the opportunity to get away. I had no idea where this was going.
Yeah. Again, I don't understand why the therapist kept cutting her off. That didn't make sense to me.
Right. And I wish they would have explained why. Like, did he think it was bad for her mental health?
Dad say not
that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know, Charlie. We don't know.
We need explanations, please.
Yeah. So in 3 weeks after Simone and Snoop are on, we're gonna need you to be here.
That was all of my notes for this book, but I did enjoy it.
Well, and like I said, I liked it enough that I read another one by the same person, and it was pretty good too. So if you're looking for another one, 20 years later. But the next one we're gonna do is by Benjamin Stevenson. Everyone in my family has killed someone.
I think I've read this.
Well, you need to read it again because I had a hard time finding something. I read good reviews on this one, so we'll go for that.
All right. Yeah.
I have a new favorite thing to look at on TikTok now.
Oh, what is it?
It's a bird. It's this little bird and it's blue. And the mom sings to him, like the human mom sings to him. Bacon pancakes, bacon. Have you seen this bird?
Mm.
And I want this bird. And Jackson, I said, Jackson, we need one of these. He said, Mama, if you had an animal that talked to you, you would cut off all other human contact. I said, you're probably right. I don't need it.
It could be a guest on the pod, though.
all she would say is bacon pancakes.
That's
Bacon,
okay.
bacon pancakes.
The people wouldn't mind.
I mean, I appreciate birds. I'm really not a bird fan. I think they're a little scary in their claws, and I think they're a little.
Not for me. I wouldn't have a
Right.
pet bird. But you know which birds I like totally think are freaking awesome to watch videos on?
What?
The white ones that like fluff out their feathers.
Oh,
Do you ever see them like dancing to music and
Yes.
they're like headbanging?
yes,
Oh my God.
those are
I
great.
love
I know what
those.
you're talking
Yeah.
about. They like do their wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah. I don't know what those
it's
are.
just-
Yeah,
Those are awesome.
Those are. They really are. They really are. So that little bird with the bacon pancakes is my favorite. Now I'm just walking around saying bacon pancakes, bacon pancakes. Have you seen the Perfect Island in Florida? Speaking of animals, Perfect Island. It's got raccoons on
I did see that. I
it.
didn't know it was called.
Isn't that a fitting name?
Yes.
We need to go
It's in like Miami or somewhere, isn't it?
somewhere close to
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I like dream come true.
Oh, just
Come to mama.
somebody put on one of these Facebook groups the other day that they had a baby possum trapped in like a tote in their garage. Right. But it was cute. It was a baby. You could see his little hands. But somebody was like, if that was a raccoon, I'd be right over.
Yeah, 100%.
A baby raccoon? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I'd bring it in here.
I might have already told the story. When I was probably like kindergarten, first grade. The house that we were in, I kept hearing like things like skittering at night. There was a whole family of raccoons in the attic. And the wildlife people had to come and get, because the mama raccoon was like very protective, obviously.
She was probably a little feral.
And so, but like they had the whole family of raccoons.
Did you get to see him?
I'm sure I did. I don't really remember it. I just remember that there was like a whole family. It was like babies and the mama.
Yeah. Oh, that would freak me out though.
Yeah. When we were in Tennessee, we had Direct TV. And so the Direct TV guy, he didn't speak a whole lot of English, but he had to go underneath into the crawl space to do whatever wiring. Yeah. Well, he comes like booking out of it. Like he's like, yeah. And at that time, Mo, our dog at the time, we had the floor vents for this air system. And he was running from like all over the house, from vent to vent to vent, like freaking out. And it would be like in the middle of the night. Yeah. And we were like, oh my God, like what is going on? Right. Like, is there somebody living in it? Like, you hear all these weird things. And the guy comes running out of the crawl space and he's like, raccoon. Oh, this big. This big. Raccoon. I was like, yep, nope. Nope. That's a big one.
That's a big one. Have you seen the videos of them coming out of like outside playhouses? And it's like their head comes out and it's normal and then their body like So how did you get
Mo?
That was Mo. How did you get that one out?
We just left the thingy, like the door open, and it, I guess, like got out, and we just hoped that it was out. We closed it. But yeah, he was like, this big.
That's pretty cute.
So I was like, well, that explains the running to event. And I swear that house was haunted. Like that.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
that house was haunted though. When we were on like a war battleground. Like that's where the houses were built. And there was a lady that was like 2 or 3 houses down, like an older lady, and everybody thought she was like cuckoo, but you would see like old Confederate soldiers and stuff. Jeez. So anyway, Dylan, when he was, I don't know, like a little over 1, he had hit his head twice at daycare, like within 3 weeks, and he had actually split his head open, 50 stitches, whole 9 yards. Yeah. After that, he wasn't sleeping well, and he would wake up in the middle of the night, and like we still had the video monitor, and he'd start talking, it's okay, like just like talking, and I started going there, and I'm like, Dylan, what are you doing? He's like, the man in trouble, and like pointing to like
nothing,
the ceiling. And I'm like, what do you mean? What man? And he's like, the man's in trouble. And like, just like this like random stuff.
That's freaking me out.
So when he was born in November, the first Christmas. My dad passed when I was 16, but we always spent Christmas Day with my dad. And I was rocking Dylan in his rocking chair. And Mo, anytime anybody came near Dylan that he didn't know, would go like feral, like, and he's like this little tiny, like
little ball of fluff,
9-pound fluff ball, but he would like do this like super aggressive growl, and you knew something was around that he didn't leg.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was watching something go back and forth. Like he was sitting in front of me in the rocking chair, me holding Dylan, and he was doing this crazy weird growl
Mm-hmm.
and just like his head going back and forth, like look like he's following something. And then whatever it was went out the door and left. And he laid down on the ground. And so I was like, well, I hope that was just my dad. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was Christmas Day and like it
Right.
was the only like
Right.
that the first and only time that really happened. And then Dylan started seeing stuff. And then we moved here, and Dylan was 2.5. And it was like right when we moved here, we were unpacking stuff, and Brandon's dad was planning on coming down to visit, and he's like, "Well, why can't your dad come?" And I said, "Well, my dad's in heaven, you know." Like he's like, "Well,
Mm-hmm.
could I see a
Mm-hmm.
picture?" And I didn't have pictures out like at our old house either. So I dug out a picture, and he's like, "But he comes to visit." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He comes to visit." And I was like, "Well, tell him I said hi." But then like maybe a year later, like it all stopped. Like
Speechless. So my dad died when I was 2, and my mom, my sister, and I, on separate occasions, would see him walking the same path outside of the house I grew up in
mm-hmm,
that my mom lived in until she passed 5 years ago. And I didn't really know that they had seen him
mm-hmm.
until I was like, I just saw somebody walk by the window. And I mean, I was an adult.
Yeah.
And my sister was like, that was daddy. And I was like, okay, psycho. And she was like, I see him there too. And I'm like, and mom was like, yeah, we see him. And I was like,
Why have we never talked about this?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't.
like that would
Yeah.
have been my reaction.
Yeah,
Like,
oh, yeah. Why didn't you warn me that that was going to happen?
yeah.
I sometimes see something
Mhm.
like, you know, where we live. We live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so it's not like there's neighbors walking around and stuff. But sometimes I'll see somebody like walk on my back deck.
Mhm.
And I just tell myself that's him
Yeah.
checking on us. But one time I remember I was like, gosh, probably 14, 15, and I went to use the bathroom in the middle of the night, which when you're 14, 15 doesn't happen. You know, it
Yeah.
happens now all the time,
Yeah.
like every 2 hours. But you know, you can sleep
Getting older.
but you can sleep 13 hours when you're a teenager, you know, and not have to get up. So I got up to use.
It depends on what you did the night before.
I got up to use the bathroom, and our hallway was straight into the living room, and there was a chair right there. And I saw my grandmother, who had passed probably like 6 years before, just sitting in the chair. And I was like, I'm just going to use the bathroom and pretend like I'm not seeing
Yeah.
her.
I don't know what I would do in that situation. Like, I don't know if I would try to talk to, like, I don't know.
I feel like now I would.
Yeah.
I'm a talker. You
Yeah.
might not have noticed, but.
Well, you know, that's why we get along.
But I think I would want to. But that might scare me more.
I know. Well, so my sister got for her birthday a session with a medium.
Mm.
And stuff that came through that nobody, I mean, even if you check socials and stuff like that, like nothing,
Right.
you would never ever know this information that had come through. And she had called me, and like we were both like hysterical crying
Yeah.
from like the stuff she was telling me, and like the messages that people had sent, like, tell your sister I said this, or you know, whatever.
Right.
And so I don't know if my heart could take it
Yeah.
to do a session
Yeah.
like that. I don't know.
I don't think I could. I don't think I could. And I don't think if I did, I don't think I would be one and done. That's something I would want to keep doing. And
It would be, yeah, I would either be so freaked out and like be in like a comatose state
Right.
for
in
like,
the fetal position, yeah.
for like a month crying
Right.
because I
Yeah.
am such an emotional person. I'm a crier. Like I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when
I'm mad.
Yeah, when I'm
yeah.
mad. Like it's like big fat tears.
Yeah.
I told Dylan last night when I was crying, I was like, these are mad tears. These
Yeah.
are not sad
Don't
tears.
you hate that too? And I always feel like I have to defend my mad tears. Like I'm not crying because I'm sad.
Yeah.
I am crying because I'm very
Yeah.
mad.
That's a step before you're about to go psycho.
I'm getting ready to throw things. Give yourself some space.
But I'm a crier, and
Yeah.
and I hold the emotions for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't release them, and they're like gone. So I don't think I would be a good candidate for
I don't
that.
think I would either.
But I'm fascinated by it.
But I don't, so much that I don't believe in,
Mhm.
but then
But then you see ghosts.
dad, my grandma. So I don't know.
I'm such a believer in all things. I really do
Yeah.
believe in all the mystical, magical
I
stuff.
believe in, honestly, let me rephrase. I believe in a lot of it, but there's a lot of it that I don't want to just open my mind. I don't want to open my mind to some of it because I'm like, oh, then that'll lead to this and that'll lead to this. And I don't want to do that. So some of it is more of a,
I believe in all of it, and not that I would want to dive into all of
Right.
it,
Right.
but I believe the possibility of it all.
Yeah.
And I just, I hold on to things so much,
Mm-hmm.
not being able to release it, I
Yeah.
think. So I don't, yeah, I think, like you said, I would either be in the fetal position or I'd be obsessed with it.
Right.
And I'd be doing like a session a week.
And I'm scared that I would take something like that to the unhealthy obsession
Yeah.
of, oh, now
I need to talk to him again.
right. Or I'm sure people have been like, oh, but if I die, we can have our relationship back. So let me go die myself.
No.
Kind of things. But
Yeah.
people are crazy.
Yeah, I know. But
I mean, I'm crazy, but not that crazy.
I think it's so fascinating the people that can communicate. It just blows my mind.
I'm glad I can't.
Me too. Did you ever watch that show with Jennifer Love Hewitt when she was able?
I did not watch that. Did you?
I did, and I loved it.
Were you fascinated?
Yeah, I loved the whole. I mean, I watched it from start to finish. After it was on, like, I mean, like, I watched it like
On Netflix or whatever.
and I like binge watched it.
Might be a good one to watch. I've been watching All American lately.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, yeah.
What was it called? Ghost Whisperer.
Ghost Whisperer? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Medium wasn't very. I think there was one
Ghost
called
Whisperer.
Medium. But that was something different.
You know, the other good show that she did was The Client List.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was like a series, a TV series. That was really good too.
Based on a book?
No, she was like, she started working at a massage parlor. And it was about like her clients.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
It was really good. It was on like Lifetime or something.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that is definitely, it's fascinating, but I try to be careful with some of it. But yeah, I'm like, oh, I saw dead people.
Yeah. After the whole Dylan
Yeah.
experience and looking at my dad's picture, he comes to visit, and I'm
That
like,
is crazy. But on that note, if you guys have any stories where you've talked to people,
tell us the ghost
seen
stories.
people. If you want to be on the show and talk about it, let us know.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, that would be really cool. If you guys have some stories you want to come on, we would be happy to help.
I know Heather that we've talked to before has a lot.
She told us one when she was
She
on
did
there.
tell us one, so we want more.
Yes.
Give us more.
Give us more.
Yep.
Give us all the stories.
Give me more. Give me more. Okay, that was the song.
Yes, good job.
Yay!
So our drama talk.
Yes.
Have you seen you probably don't. It's not like on your feed. Like you don't have the
I'm
same
sure
feed
it's
as I
not.
don't.
I'm sad that it's not.
This like creator, her name is Precious Prize Picks, but she does like reviews of
Okay.
items or whatever. So a perfume TikTok shop had reached out to her and said, "Can we send you this, product?"
Cool.
Wanting to do a video because that's what most companies do now is like for user generated content, send out free products.
Time out. We need some people to send us products. Fruit Loop Vodka would be a great one.
3 olives. We are open to.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be fun to do? I mean, not just that, but any kind of reviews. Okay.
But we're definitely open to the alcohol. And we're open to plastic surgery.
Yes.
And ice cream.
And ice cream. And
really anything. Like we're not picky.
I don't think between the two of us, we cover pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So
we're open.
don't be shy.
You just let us know.
Let us know. Okay, so
this TikTok shop called Wolf's Shop
mm-hmm.
is like from what I listened to on Drama Talk, Chinese based seller. And so they sent out this package to this girl. She wasn't a fan. And so she wasn't going to make a video because she didn't want to make a fake video saying like, oh, this is great stuff. Okay. And she was trying to be nice and do like the nice thing and not make the video. Right. When
they reached out to her?
So let me tell you exactly what she said. Because like they were like being total buttheads to her. Okay. So when she made her video, this is what she had said. Let's see. She called it funeral granny smelling ASS perfume. That was her description. Funeral granny smelling. So she didn't want to put that out there.
I mean, I'm
being respectfully like, I don't like it. And they came back and they said, we sent you this package. Basically, like, we know where you live. Be safe out there. Like threatening her. That's not cool. So she takes the screenshots and makes this TikTok video. Like, you got my response. Right. Here's my response. Right. It's out there. So everybody, of course, TikTok does what TikTok does. Yes. And goes onto their page, blows up all the comments like, you suck, your granny funeral smelling perfume. So then the company puts out a quote unquote statement, like a written statement on TikTok. It was like AI generated. It was awful. It was so freaking bad.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, my assistant Colin did the response and we'll have a training with him. Like, not like we suck and
right.
we are totally in the wrong. It was
Right.
like, my assistant did this and whatever.
Yeah.
And then they had another video of like an apology, but it was somebody with a Disney filter over their face. And so somebody had said that it was to hide their identity in China because they're only allowed to do certain, I guess, whatever the restrictions are. I don't know.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
But like, that is bananas to like threaten saying, I know
Yeah.
where you live. And so once this video came out, they had messaged this poor girl again and was like, we only gave you a verbal warning. Like, what's the next step? Like, what would be the next warning?
Right.
Like, you're going to come to my house?
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Come to my house. Like,
I mean,
listen, I've got some rage to get out.
that we're in lately.
Pull up.
Please do.
Pull
we
up.
want all that smoke. I mean, way to be professional, right? That's a great
you know, granny smelling, but
that is a great description of what some. I mean, like I can smell that. I can smell somebody's
so
breath.
then they make money off of these videos.
Right.
They have the links so they get commission.
Yeah.
I like hit like the little search thingy, like the little hashtag at the bottom that where it searches.
Yeah.
And all these other creators are doing like unboxing. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm like, are you lying?
The same one?
Like
the same perfume?
And I'm like,
they were
are you just trying to make money?
They
like,
were. They were. That's it.
Like,
that's it.
And do you notice TikTok has become QVC?
Yes.
It's like every other video.
I enjoy a good shopping experience, but that's not why I'm on TikTok. So that's what Amazon is for.
Do you like remember when like infomercials were?
Oh yeah.
I would sit there in college and watch.
I just watched. Did you ever? Did you buy anything?
I did.
Did you buy anything where you had been in some 3 Olives vodka?
Yeah. Well, that might have happened several times, but it was mostly like cooking stuff.
Oh really? Yeah, infomercials were the jam. Do you remember everything used to be like George Foreman grills? Yeah. Like the rotisserie spinner. Yes,
I bought the rotisserie.
Did you use it?
Yes.
How was it?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crappy to clean.
Yeah. I mean, everything is. That's like a juicer. Do you have a juicer?
I do.
I love juicing.
Most of the parts can go to the dishwasher.
Yeah, but I mean, every day?
Yeah, no, I haven't done it in quite a while.
You made like a couple days worth or something?
It was like 3 or 4 days worth. But then Dylan would get home and just drink it like all in a day.
I bet he had to get up in the middle of the night with that.
He drank so much and like he loved it, which I was happy. I mean, I'd rather him like do that. But I'm like, dude, like, you only need like one a day, like one like jar.
One jar.
Like the mason jars.
Uh-huh.
And they were all lined up in the fridge. And it was like the aesthetic, you know. And then
oh my gosh, it's so nice. TikTok. And these people that had, oh my God, that's something else I'm obsessed with, is these people.
Restock.
Yes. When they take everything out, they wipe everything down, and they restock it, and they take everything apart. And put it like I'm just like, come do my kitchen.
But you know what? Like, it wouldn't last a day.
Right. But it's so
satisfying,
pretty and clean, and I bet they spend $600 at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, I mean easily. But yeah, I would put them all in the mason jars, and like by the end of the night, and I'm like, where did all the juice go? I mean, like it takes like an hour to like make all of it,
right?
And then jar it and all
separate
up,
and separate it,
yeah. And Dylan was like, I was thirsty when I got home from basketball, and I was like,
so I just drank all the natural juices.
There's water.
Yeah. I have thought about, and we might have even talked about making a few days in advance, but I'm going to try that today. Today's the day because I bought the fruit to do it.
So I used to do the misfits, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, not knowing what I was getting. Like, it was like such a great unboxing experience for me. Not knowing and using vegetables that I would never ever have bought at the store myself. Yeah. Trying to figure out how to use this.
Right. What am I going to do with?
I paid for it. I'm going to use it.
What are we going to do with this whole thing of ginger?
Yeah. But that was really cool. Yeah. For like juicing and stuff like that. Because it's like your
It was pretty reasonable price wise.
When it first started, it was like $25 a month.
Oh gosh.
And you got like a good amount of it. I don't know what it is now. And now like you can pick and choose stuff, which I don't think is exciting.
It's not.
I guess a lot of people said they were wasting.
Yeah. Because they didn't know what to do with this certain kind of squash or something.
It's called Google.
That's true.
That's how I figured out how to use it.
Between Google and Pinterest and TikTok and Instagram, you can search anything and figure anything out.
Yeah. the whole unboxing
Oh, yeah.
experience for me. And it was just,
Yeah.
I
That was
loved
a lot
it.
of fun.
We got a ton of fruit and vegetables, and Dylan is a very adventurous eater.
That's good.
He was not one of those kids that like had to have chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
He ate whatever we ate.
Yeah.
Is what he ate.
So Jackson is a picky eater. He's a really picky eater right now. Up to about the time he was 2 years old, he would eat, I mean, for that 1 year, from 1 to 2, he would eat, like, I can vividly remember him eating, like, bites of a cheeseburger and, just regular kid stuff, right? He got a really high fever and he had a virus. And I can't remember right now what the name of the virus was, but after he recovered from that, like, his taste buds just went boom, like, he would not eat anything. And he's still he's getting better. I keep saying that, but he's still very, very picky.
Yeah.
So before their game tomorrow, I'm like, what are you going to eat? What are you going to eat? Your game's at 6:30. You have lunch at what, like 12? And you're going to put out a lot of energy on the field. He's like, oh, just have a protein bar, Mom. I was like, I mean, okay, but.
Yeah. We went to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And I don't do seafood. Like, I am not.
None of it?
And I'm a grazer.
Okay.
Like, throughout the day.
Okay.
I am not like a big, sit down and
yeah.
eat I'll sit down and eat a meal, but like I'm gonna eat a small meal, but I graze all day.
Okay.
For me to go to a buffet or like something like that,
right.
It's not worth me going.
Right.
Like I'm like a plate.
Yeah. Yeah.
We go to the whatever seafood, and I don't eat seafood. So
yeah.
Like this whole thing is like not for me.
Right. Right.
But Dylan and Brandon did the whole buffet. I think I ordered off like a regular menu because I was like, this is not
right
for me to pay $80 or whatever it was.
right.
The amount of freaking like crab
legs, yeah,
lobster tails, and whatever our entire table
was covered
with crab legs, and I'm like, this is so disgusting. No, thank you.
and dripping it in the butter and
I have my plate of like chicken
and
broccoli.
Right, you're like, this is me. Thanks to you guys. They've got their bibs on.
So gross, but like, he will try anything and everything.
That's really good.
He has eaten like shark. He has eaten.
Oh, I didn't know shark was something people ate.
Yeah, I mean they sell it at Publix because he's like,
shut up.
He's like, I want to try shark, and they had it at Publix, so I picked it up and I cooked it. I didn't eat it, but I cooked it.
How did you cook it?
I
just saute it.
I pulled up a thing on Pinterest.
I was gonna say, you googled it. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it's more like a steaky kind of.
Yeah. Probably
whatever.
Like a tuna.
I don't really know. I don't eat any.
I don't even.
Unless a cow falls into the ocean.
Yeah.
Or hey, like fell off the boat. It ain't happening.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that he's like always been easy to feed, because that is it's a bit of a headache. It's tough. We worry about him.
Will he do like a greens drink?
Some of them. He'll do some of them. And he, like I said, he's starting to do protein bars, and with him trying to bulk, it's bulking season, baby. If I hear that one more time, it's bulking season, baby.
Yeah.
Might pinch his little head off. So he does protein bars a lot. He does a lot of peanut butter, and he drinks a certain type of milk that has a lot of protein in it. Then he takes supplements and multivitamins for the greens and stuff.
Does he like oatmeal?
Nope.
Oh. Well, we do. I get the overnight oats.
Oh, I was literally looking at that today.
I'll give you one to take home. You can try it.
What, do you like it?
I like it, and Dylan likes it.
What do y'all mix with? Do you use like oat milk?
I use almond milk.
Almond milk.
But I've used that forever.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of on that?
I love the Fruity Pebbles flavor.
Do you? I should not be surprised.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at it today, and I saw like a banana one. That sounded good. Like banana bread or something.
I've got like probably 20 flavors. You can take one home.
And then of course all the chocolates. I'm like, but do I want that? And
listen,
what
Boston cream?
I saw that too, but I'm not a Boston cream pie fan. But it's good.
Freaking good. Dylan liked the banana chocolate.
Oh, that's like my favorite combo.
Yeah, he did like that one, and then the blueberry muffin.
Oh yeah, the blueberry donut.
Yeah,
that
was really good.
Okay.
Most of them that I've had.
Yeah. Well, and when you first order them, there's like the coupons and the specials, like 50% off. So I'm probably going to get some to try. Yeah, we've talked about food a lot this episode. And I'm not even hungry. Are you?
Did you see, and it's on Facebook too, so you might have saw this one, the girl that ran up to the man and was like, the person's chasing me. It was a 13-year-old girl.
Okay.
And the guy was coming into his house, unlocking the door, and it's all video footage. And she came screaming, saying, "Oh my God, help me, he's coming." And the dude's like, "Who's coming?" Again, brought her inside, and he also had an inside camera, thank God.
Yeah.
And she's freaking out. Like, he's got 2 kids in the house, like teenagers.
Right.
One's a teenager, one's probably like 11. She's crying. They're on the phone with calling the cops.
Yeah.
And she is in like the kitchen in the back, so you can barely see her. And she screams, "Oh my God," you hear this big bang, and this dude comes busting through the door, like broke the door in.
Oh my gosh.
And she runs out the front of the house. And the owner of the house is like, get out, get out, get out. And like you hear like a like tussle in the back. And the girl it takes off running. And you see like on the front door camera her running down the street.
Okay.
So I guess it was the stepdad that was
Okay.
chasing her. She was missing or she ran away. She's gone a couple of days. Cops supposedly were involved already for the runaway part. And according to the mom
Mm-hmm.
and the sister, she was at a boy's house doing promiscuous things. And the cops came there and she took off running out the back door from there. And the cops and the stepdad were there together. And so stepdad, I guess, saw her through whatever back window and he busted through the door. So he got charges pressed against him for breaking and entering or trespassing
and damages and right.
So he is out, but he's got an ankle bracelet. He also had a bunch of supposedly, and I don't know, I just saw what was online, some charges for domestic violence. Mom said that she ran away because they wouldn't let her dress promiscuously. They wouldn't let her go and date all these boys. They had mentioned a 30-year-old man that she had snuck out to see. One, like, why isn't dude arrested? A 30-year-old man, like, if this, well, okay, that's neither here nor there. All these things. She was at a 17-year-old's house supposedly when this started.
I didn't see any of this.
Yeah. So now stepdad was arrested for whatever, breaking and entering, whatever it was. Now the question is, mom is like, she's just a bad kid who ran away, but like, and don't get me wrong, there are some kids that are just like, just act out without any like cause. But the fear on this girl's face when the dude broke through the door and she shook off screaming, it was like, there might be something there. There might be something there.
I hadn't seen any of this. That's terrifying. Sounds like there's a lot there to unpack.
Yeah. That was like super weird.
Do you remember where that was?
It's on Facebook and on TikTok.
That is crazy stuff.
Yeah. So I saw that on, I think, the Not Your Grandma's Tea page first.
Yeah.
And then one of the mom groups. Then I saw it on TikTok. But the mom and the sister were going in hard on the comments, like blaming the little girl. It was weird.
I don't know.
The whole vibe was...
Even if it was the girl's fault, let's not blast her. Yeah. Let's protect her a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Super weird. Yeah. So you had said that you were going to find the Am I the A-hole this week?
Yes.
Okay. I found one just in case you didn't.
I found one. This is on one of the Facebook pages. Okay. Am I the A-hole? Am I the a-hole? I informed my husband years ago I would no longer be going through his pockets. It's his responsibility to empty them before I do the laundry, and I do all the laundry. I'm already feeling bad for her because I'm in the same boat.
Oh, I hate freaking laundry.
We have a laundry basket in our room. He takes off his shorts and leaves them on the floor adjacent to the basket. After about 3 days, I pick them up and wash them. He works nights. This morning, he comes huffing and puffing in the bedroom asking, did I wash his shorts? Proceeds to say, I knew you would and I tried to call you. He called me at 1:58 a.m. and I was asleep. He left his vape in his shorts. So I could see he's starting to blame all this on me. So I get up and say, I'm not doing this today. He says, get up and leave. You don't take responsibility for anything. So I'm confused how this is my fault. I've washed a lot of things over the years like earbuds, papers, wallets, etc. Am I the a-hole?
No. Do them flipping laundry.
Well, so I do laundry in our house. It's just the way things are kind of divided up that I do it. And I have learned to check Brian's pockets because I washed a lot of wallets and like cough drops in pockets and stuff with pins.
Chapstick is the worst.
Because it melts and gets on everything. But he's never gotten mad at me. He's like, well, I should have known better.
So Dylan does his own laundry, and he's done his own laundry since he was 10.
Good for him. I don't say that sarcastically. I mean, he good.
No, like I was like, you're gonna know how to live life when you move out of here.
Yes.
You know how to cook at least the basics. And you are going to. I mean, he has cooked like shrimp tacos. He has like cooked full meals and has made sauce. I mean, like the whole like pico de gallo. Like I mean, everything's like he has done. Like he can cook when he wants to.
Good. Okay.
And he does his own laundry.
Yep.
And I wanted him to be a functioning adult when he was able to leave the nest. But Brandon did not do his laundry when we were still at the other house. I'm not a good pocket checker because I never put anything ever in my pocket.
Right.
There's nothing ever in my pockets. And I just don't think about it.
Yeah.
So digging out gum wrappers. Not, at least it's not like full gum. It
Right.
was just the wrappers.
Right.
But
Yeah. No, but I don't think they're the a-hole. I mean, the dude is an adult going to a job. Check your pockets when you take your stuff off. I don't mind washing the clothes. It's the putting them away and all of that.
so it's I would even Dylan's clothes. I would fold them.
Yeah.
Because everything would just end up on the couch, and I
Yeah.
would fold everything, and I would put everybody's piles.
Yes. Totally. Yep.
And do you know that the two of them would just take whatever clothes they wanted off all week long?
I believe you because so Jackson's upstairs and today he had two laundry baskets full of clothes and when I pull, especially like t-shirts, when I pull them out, I'm going to fold them so they don't get all jacked up.
Yeah.
But we were going somewhere and he was like just pulling clothes out of the basket. I was like, take them upstairs. Like do with them what you want to up there, but get them out of my line of
Yeah.
sight. And he's
Take 'em right off all week long.
Yeah.
I'm like, you walk past this
I know.
at least 5 times.
Oh, I was going to do it. I was going to.
No, they
wouldn't even say that.
Well, it's like, well, I mean, I'm just like, why? And I'm like, I want a couch. Like,
Right.
I want to sit on the
I need
couch.
somewhere to sit down, please.
Yeah, Dylan, like, I'll put it on his bed now, and like, he just sleeps on the other half of the bed.
I remember doing that as a kid, though, until I got to a certain age where it just like got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Well, you want to do yours?
Yeah. Well, this one has a couple of updates too.
Okay.
Am I the a-hole for not giving my boyfriend a threesome?
Oh, good. Okay, from the last by unicorn.
This is only 2 months ago.
Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and say no.
This is a throwaway because too much identifying info is on my main. I, female 29, met my boyfriend Michael, male 35, at a show I performed in. I'm a theater person as a hobby, and he complimented my performance and bought me a drink. We have been together now for a little over a year. His sister got married last week, and I was initially pleased to be asked to be a bridesmaid, but also a bit surprised as she barely knows me, but I thought it was an attempt to have an excuse to also get to know each other better. Michael and I got into an argument the week before because he said that he wanted to entertain the thought of spicing up our sex life and having a threesome. He said, since I was bi, why not? I didn't like the idea too much and said so, and it devolved into a petty Cold War, and he started to ignore my messages after he left my place. He didn't reply to me at all until the day before the wedding, asking what time he needed to pick me up since we can't go separate, otherwise people will gossip about us. He barely said anything to me the whole time we traveled to the venue. The wedding was fine, but the reception, he got me a plate and leaned in to kiss me, but I shied away.
Mm-hmm.
And he got up to mingle. I started feeling ill not too long after, and 911 was called. I realized I was having an allergic reaction, but had my pen, but still had to be carted off by ambulance. And that's when someone who was looking for Michael said that he had left with some other groomsmen to a bar nearby. I called 6 times and texted that it was an emergency as I was getting checked out by the paramedics. And again, when they strongly suggested I go to the hospital, but he never replied. So he made her plate.
Oh, you're right.
I was released by the hospital. She's got terrible spelling.
Yeah.
I was released by the hospital and called him to ask him to pick me up, but he didn't pick up. So I woke up my best friend and she took me home and stayed with me overnight to make sure I was okay. The next morning, Michael called, but I was still asleep. So he left a lengthy voicemail yelling at me that I ruined his sister's wedding and that I always have to make things about me. He came over to further berate me and told me that he should just break up with me at this point as I am dramatic and this is all too much. So I pointed out that he had gotten my plate.
Right.
Knew full well that I have a legit allergy to coconut and that his sister had told me afterwards that he knew the cake he gave me was coconut cream cake, as all the food had signs saying what it was and what the ingredients were, as I'm not the only person with allergies that attended. He left telling me that he can't talk to me when I am this way.
This sounds so familiar.
Attempted murder.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a true crime here.
Yeah.
I was honestly exhausted, so I didn't bother going after him, but his father called me to ask how I was doing, and after I answered, he then told me how I'm hurting Michael's heart by blaming him, and Michael has been inconsolable since we fought. Michael can go freaking take a hike. I texted Michael to ask if we could talk, but the conversation went back around somehow to the threesome and how I don't respect him even in intimate settings or want to hear him out regarding his needs and make things about me. Really, dude? Okay. I'm so confused because to me this feels manipulative. It is. Red flag, lady.
Right. Here's, I'll throw it up for you.
But I respect his father so much. I go to their church and he is a pastor there. So to have him tell me I am wrong through me, am I the a-hole? Edit. A lot of comments are suggesting that this was intentional, and I have actually never considered he gave me something I am allergic to on purpose, and certainly not to use against me as leverage in our argument. But I think I may have to come clean and talk to his parents. I know them well, and hopefully it won't go badly. Small update. Michael texted me this morning to apologize. He said that the wedding was stressing him out and he had a lot on his mind, so he accidentally handed me a plate he meant for himself, not the one for me. Okay, hold on right there. So what was meant for her? Did he like
Not coconut cake?
because it what didn't sound like he sat down with her and like ate. Okay. He said he didn't know I was in the hospital and feels bad he wasn't there for me. He left the reception with some of the groomsmen to blow off some much needed steam. He probably got his threesome that night.
Mm-hmm. With his groomsmen.
He didn't say what kind of threesome.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about it all, so I just replied, okay. He is now asking to come over and talk it out in person. Second edit. For all those of you calling me stupid or implying that I am a child and why am I still with this guy, just know you remind me a lot of him and how he used to put me down and bully me, and it's a real wonder of mine if you treat people in your life like he did me. I suspect you do. Glad to be rid of him and indifferent about you.
Okay.
One, we don't victim blame.
Right.
So, Reddit, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Two, he is a butthead. And if she's not comfortable in the bedroom with a situation,
Right.
that's her prerogative.
Right.
So,
Yep.
take a freaking hike.
And I hate it. I felt so when I was looking for one for a lot of them were about bedroom kind of stuff, and I feel the same way. Like respect people and their choices,
Yeah,
and what they are comfortable with and not,
yeah,
and consent.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah.
I get so frustrated with people who are like, "Well, they won't have a threesome." Well, you know
Don't
what?
freaking take a hike.
Right.
I mean,
I see one more edit there.
oh, there's two more updates.
Okay.
So no, she's not. But my question is, didn't she notice the coconut flavor?
That's what I was wondering too, because that's pretty strong. And the texture.
Yeah.
Because coconut cake usually has like the flakes in
Yeah.
it. And you can see them.
But if it's coconut cream, whatever, like
I don't know.
like that would be a heavy coconut.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of questions.
Yeah.
But no, you're not the a-hole.
Mm-mm.
All right, update. I am no longer welcome at the church.
Okay.
This is the next day.
Okay.
Well, many of you were right. I should not have met him in person, but I did. He took me out to lunch, insisting he pay for it all, and was incredibly over the top. He had flowers and a written letter of apology, but as some of you messaged me, his apologies dodged the point by way of "if I hurt you"
Mm-hmm.
or "that you're feeling X or Y feeling."
Mm-hmm.
He quoted some scriptures and said he has repented as his carelessness caused me harm. I wasn't much moved by any of it until he said how much his family loves me and how much our church roots for us as a couple. And I kind of sat back and realized that one flimsy reason I was even entertaining forgiving him and staying him was because of the pressure I dealt with as the girlfriend of a pastor's son. It occurred to me that there were so many times I let things slide because he is the heir apparent, so he had the power in the social aspect of our community. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but I'm emotional and tipsy. I like this girl.
Same. Yeah.
I remembering just staring at him and saying it was incredibly alarming that by now he can't be aware of my coconut allergy. I don't know. It's
Coconut is now spelled O-E, capital I-N-G-L-E.
okay, allergy. I remember staring at him and saying it was incredibly alarming that by now he can't be aware of my coconut allergy and that he didn't bother to tell his own girlfriend he was stepping out with the guys or even that he was stepping out of his own sister's wedding at all. He then said it was really actually kind of stupid of me to eat a cake that had coconut and implied I'm an idiot for not realizing what I had was coconut. I realized then he would never accept that he was in the wrong and thus there was no point. I stood up, smiled, and said, "You know what? Don't worry about it. Thanks for dinner. Good night." To which he replied that if I wasn't going to grow up and accept his apology, I am a waste of time. He's abusive.
Mm-hmm.
He uses that a lot whenever we disagree, and it usually hurts me deeply. But this time, it was like a Rolodex of memories flooded my brain, and I really suspect he's been deliberately making me sick whenever we disagree to teach me a lesson. I said I was done and he needn't waste his time with me from this point on and left. I then sent screenshots to his father explaining the situation as best I can without blaming Michael for prior illnesses without proof. And I got a text about 20 minutes ago from his father. His father is incredibly disappointed in my immaturity and hurt that I wouldn't even give it until Sunday at church where we can pray together, talk it out, and heal. She's very bad at spelling.
Very
I'm
bad.
sorry. I felt this way for a while, but I was able to say at this time that using religion as a tool of guilt is low, and I am no longer concerned with his version of God, as that version is a judgmental, cruel, heartless jerk, while the one I always thought of was loving, compassionate, and kind, and I am done. I was told by him and by further emails rolling in that I am no longer welcome at my church until I reconcile with my true husband and learn compassion and respect for my leaders. So I guess that's it. I will enjoy sleeping in tomorrow, eating coconut-free food while lazing about my home rather than going to 3 separate church services starting at 8 a.m., then figuring it all out from there. I don't know how to sign off, so I will say live for yourself, feed your soul, and know you are enough. I certainly am going to put in the work to get there, and I hope we all make it to the other side, contented and filled with love and joy. And by the way, F you, Michael. Me and her would like vibe.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
She's on my level. I know you're reading this. I know you know it's me, and I hope your socks are always just a little soggy. Girl, me and her could vibe.
And I hope the socks have like the crease in the toe that you can feel like the seam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. His socks, not hers. That's
The dad, like, but I have a lot of issues with like churches from growing up.
Yeah.
In Catholic school.
Yeah.
And like this is like on point with like
that.
manipulation of church.
Yeah.
Like that's like straight manipulation.
But how could the dad in church be upset at her when the son was wanting a threesome?
They enable. They're enablers. Their kid does no wrong. Like it's that's like I mean like a lot of what was wrong with our society. I was never that mom like that was like my son. Like I'm like, what did you do?
Right.
Where is the truth in this?
Right.
Like,
it's somewhere in there. Yeah.
I mean, Dylan was not like a big troublemaker.
Right.
So for the most part, I knew
they're mischievous boys.
But I know.
Yeah.
He's not like a super angel.
Right.
So he's got the possibility of doing stupid stuff. And him and I have had that conversation. Third update. It has been a hot minute. I forgot about my post until I was watching a YouTube video on Reddit stories, and the story reminded me that I never did update. I found a church in my city a bit more laid back, like we can go to the pub after and have a laugh laid back. Oof. I did like it and had an amazing friend I am still in touch with, but the going to church idea came from my therapist, and it was to see if I do identify with the church or the ideals of it, and I don't. So now I'm back to being a heathen. Girl, me and you. Like, can we be friends? My ex quickly moved on. Go figure. New source. Within a month of us breaking up. Bless that woman, I thought, because isn't she in for a ride? Oddly enough, she reached out to me on Facebook and I was curious and opened it. I feel this girl so much. She started with who she was, how long she and ex have been dating, and how long they have known each other. Childhood friends, so basically forever. She then said that she feels convicted by the Holy Ghost to seek a resolution between me and the ex, and she's worried I may be his true wife. And if I cannot forgive him, that I am proving I am not, and to let her know, as she cannot marry him until I make it clear, I poop you not. Seeing the screenshots that the chat with my new church buddies, my friend sent vomiting emojis, and that this is a cult and not a faith. I agree.
Yeah.
I conclude that they are right and replied with, yeah, marry him if that's what you want, and nothing more. I am getting messages from members of the church, but I don't much care. I've loved my life since leaving. I didn't know life could be so enjoyed, really, and it makes me wonder how much damage the church had done to me. But for now, just for fun, I'm going to an appointment with a friend of a friend's apprentice on tarot readings. LOL. No, that's true. I was asked, no offense to anyone who believes in it, it's just not normally my thing, so I'm curious and interested. Maybe it will be good. I will let you know. Oh, like
That is
it's
crazy.
freaking cold.
Yeah.
But like I feel this girl so much. Like
Yeah. Soul sister.
Yeah.
Except for you're a way better speller. Your grammar is way better, and you can spell coconut with spell check. She didn't even have any of the same letters in coconut that she typed.
I want to know what she was typing.
I know, I do. Because it might not have even been coconut. No. That might be a fancy French way to say allergies. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. So, girl, you are not the a-hole.
No, and like other chick, if she's so worried, like who's telling her that they're true wives or whatever? They're trying to pull her back in the cult.
I think so.
Like your sister wives.
Probably.
It's threesome.
He's trying to make it happen with whatever he has to do to make it happen.
They're pulling recruits too, getting other people to message her. Dude, that is a cult.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You are not the a-hole, and run. Stay far away.
Stay far away from him.
Don't even open
and
the
his dad.
messages.
Right.
Oh
Don't
God.
do it. Stay away. Give yourself space.
Mm-mm.
Go. Actually, you can block them. I recommend you block them.
Yeah.
But just
cuckoo, cuckoo.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That was a wild ride.
That was much better than my little paragraph.
Well, and I only read the first paragraph of it, so this was all new to me.
Well, and it's pretty mind blowing. Wow. Well, I hope she's sounds like she's on a better path now. So hopefully she's doing okay.
We can be besties.
Yeah, we can. What was her name? Fake something.
Last by unicorn.
Let us know.
We won't pressure you for.
No, we won't. We won't do that. We won't tell you that you're a terrible person. We're,
No, but I do feel like I know you on a soul level. So if you want to come on the pod, let us know.
Come on.
After Snoop.
After Snoop and after Simone.
Yes.
And after the author, Charlie Donlea.
And our supernatural.
We have a full schedule. What if this was really our podcast schedule? Like, we'll have Simone Biles on next week. The week after that, Snoop.
Snoop.
See, I think the Snoop. I'm hearing music in my head.
Me too.
Okay. On that note.
Yes. Thank you guys for listening. Please like, follow, subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcast platform you're listening to. Yep. We are on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio.
Yep. We're on some socials and stuff, but that's what you need to follow us on. You need to leave us a review.
Please.
5-star. Right now. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.